I'm milling about with Tim Hill, director of The War with Grandpa. Welcome.
Hello, how are you?
So tell us about my backdrop.
Well, that's a bounce house. Looks like the one we used in the movie, kind of, sort of. And it's it plays a significant part of saving Robert De Niro from falling off a roof, which he lands in the middle of it. So that is it has dual purpose. Kids can jump around in it, and it's a lifesaver for a grandpa.
There are so many funny pranks in this, Tim. So did anything go wrong?
Did anything go wrong? Things were challenging at certain times, like that scene you're referencing in the Christmas was a pretty hot summer day in Atlanta. So wrong? No, it's just hard to keep snow and, all that stuff looking good throughout the day. Everything gets a little wilted, including the actors. And I guess what might have gone wrong was the fishing scene. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that it went wrong. It's just that every time we got out on that lake, a thunderstorm would roll in. And we had, by safety rules, we had to row and pull everyone back on shore. Until the threat was over, because there had been lightning strikes, so and you can't have people out on a boat, in the middle of a lake. So that was hard.
Yes, we don't want Robert De Niro getting hit by lightning.
No, that would be bad. So I don't think anything really went wrong. There were a lot of planning we had to do, and we didn't always get it right the first time. So yeah, there's trial and error with some of these pranks, What else? Well, the shaving cream. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it's the one where he plasters his face.
Yeah, well, we didn't know, but the first take, the shaving cream was blue. So Bob puts it in his arm, and then he lifts it up and goes, "Shouldn't be blue, should it?" So like those kind of things happen, where we got the wrong prop in there, and we had to go out and get the right color shaving cream. So
I don't think I've ever heard of blue shaving cream.
Yeah. It's like blue gel,
Oh, right.
And I don't know who makes it, but it's out there. It's probably someone who doesn't shave that much bought it, but that was a little bit of a delay. So that's the kind of wrong things happen. It's nothing terrible, like.
Did you want to prank each other? You hear stories all the time about actors like George Clooney pranking.
Yeah. We didn't. We were pretty serious about getting through our day with all our different schedules. With the youngest child having, I don't know, 2 to 3 hours. The next oldest child has 6 hours. The next, and then you have who's here on this day, because people travel. The older adults would fly back to New York or wherever they were, and so you have to so it had to be done really focused. We didn't really have as much fun as the movie looked. It was a real exercise in focus and concentration to get through every day, timely,
So was Robert De Niro game for those funny scenes where Rob Riggle discovers his private parts?
That was a recurring theme that, Grandpa keeps dropping his pants by accident in front of Rob, and Rob is completely freaked out. No, he was way game. Bob is not bothered by anything you give him. He'll do it, and happily. and he was very invested in the movie, not financially, but just in the concept. So he put everything he could into it, and that scene and where he's hanging from, he's hanging by his hands, and his pajama bottoms fall down. He's really hanging. He's really strong. And in
Really?
the middle of it, he would do a pull-up, and I was like, wow, because I think he works out, every day, and he stays in shape. But he was really, I would say, definitely a gamer, you know.
Did you surprise Rob in that scene? Like, did he know it was coming? Because the reaction that he gives is priceless.
I know Rob's great. No, we had to rehearse it. Um, uh, and no, I don't think we surprised Rob. I think he was aware. He just found the spontaneity, because that's the kind of actor he is, and he he loved to do it. So they had a great time together. I think all the cast did. They all enjoyed making it.
Yeah, you have such a stellar ensemble cast. Of course, De Niro, Christopher Walken, Uma Thurman, Cheech
Yeah,
Marin. I mean, hello.
yeah.
Did anybody have to try and stop themselves from doing impressions of De Niro and Christopher Walken?
Um, I I don't know if people did. I'm sure they did. People do impressions of. In fact, that's sort of why Chris is reluctant to travel to, make movies, is because, as soon as he walks in the airport, someone's like, oh, there's Chris Walken, and, more cowbell, more cowbell. He said he just couldn't do that anymore. People just want to do him or ask him to repeat those lines, and so yeah, I'm sure they did imitate him on the set, but he's pretty easygoing. I wouldn't say he resents it. It's just he didn't want to just be the guy who says those lines that people know him for. And by the way, he didn't want to do a character. He just said, I'll just be me. Let me just be me in this movie. He and Bob are pretty old friends, and it kind of worked like when they were together. They're just two guys talking, so we didn't really have to, he didn't really have to reach. He just wanted to be who he is. And that was great.
I think trampoline dodgeball is the first time I've ever seen something like that. So how did those old geezers fare, if you will?
They're all kind of spry. I mean, Chris's feet are a little, he danced for years. And so I think his feet are, a little wide where they shouldn't be. And, but otherwise I think the whole cast responded, and they're all pretty fit. They're not remarkable. They could jump around and throw the ball and keep up with the kids. But yeah, they were into it. We had so much fun making that scene, and I think it shows. And the kids loved it. They wanted to stay there all day, and we'd finish shooting and they'd run off to some other trampoline station or whatever you call them, the basketball one, and then the gymnastics one. And it was really, they were just exhausted by the end of the day. They were like puppies running around. So
Yeah, you also had some interesting animals in this that just like made me cringe. So what was it with the snake and the rat, and did you have like those wranglers on set sort of thing?
yeah. We had an animal like point guy, like an animal trainer. And they had to get, like, Uma had to get used to the snake because, they're creepy. And so we sat, we she'd be in the car and we'd like hold the snake, like feed the snake up over her shoulder, and then she would freak out. But then she really, I think she was a little freaked out by it, because it does kind of start to wrap around your neck. You know, it's a boa. So, or was it a boa or a gopher? I don't remember what it was, but it was well, it's certainly like long and kind of big, but you know, and snaky. So yeah, that was freaky. Bob didn't flinch. He was like, "Oh, snake, fine, I don't care." But he's, you know, he's, like I say, a real gamer. But yeah, the animals were fun. The rat is just another, you know, another like part of the movie where the rat chews the wires and shorts out the Christmas lights, and then, you know, everything kind of piles up like that. There's a lot of gags that are building through the movie. You know, you kind of set it up in the beginning, and then you know, later, little by little, they come together in culmination.
Well, it's a really fun film, especially for these times, Tim. I feel like we all need a great laugh right now.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. What?
It was fun to make, I said.
Oh, yes. Fun to
Yeah.
make and fun to watch.
Yeah, good. Okay. Well, enjoy your bounce house.
Yes, I will go check it out now.
Okay.
Take care. Thank you.
Thanks again.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Always news. Always refreshing. Always candid. Always milling about. Robin Milling delivers what celebrities are saying to you.